Welcome to our weekly Forex forecast, and this is for trading for the week of August 24th to 28th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, so here we go. We'll start the analysis here. I was away on vacation, so I am back now. Please excuse me. Like I said, I may be a little rusty here. Haven't looked at the charts in some time, so hopefully you'll bear with me, but it's good to be back. All right, so we'll start off as usual with our Forex Factor calendar here. Question: can I record? I'm actually recording this, so it will be on YouTube. Please feel free to check it out there, so you don't need to record. It's already covered. All right, so starting off the week here. On a Monday here, we do have monetary policy meeting minutes from Australia. Now we do have housing data from the US, but also the main one here is the monetary policy meeting minutes from Australia. And then more housing data here from the US. The housing data here is important. Oh, actually, my apologies. I am looking at the wrong week here. Like I said, I am super rusty here. Okay. Yes, okay, here's this week. Starting the week off here on Monday, we have a Bank of Japan CPI numbers. And so those will be important every time or any time. We have the CPI numbers are an important indicator, especially right now. So other than that, we don't have a ton of red data here. August being the holiday month, there tends to be, well, a lot of people are away, and we don't see a lot of big data here. Now, in terms of, actually, before we dive into the numbers here, one thing over the weekend, I think it was yesterday, so there was this back and forth that we have seen between Republicans and Democrats, and one of the big issue that they have been having basically has been around the post office here, and as a result of that, there was that has been a big bone of contention. So over the weekend, they passed well, at least in the, it hasn't been passed in the Senate yet, but they passed a bill for providing funding to the post office. So if that bill gets passed, that will be positive, because the concern is a lot of people will be voting through the mail. And if the votes don't get there, that will jeopardize the election. So we'll see what happens with that bill, but that's a big bone of contention with the package for the stimulus package. Right now, everybody is away. They're not in session, but so we'll keep an eye on that, essentially, and we'll talk about it as things progress there. All right, so in terms of the data here, we have consumer confidence numbers here. Consumer confidence looking highly positive here, and if the number comes in as expected, this will be good for the stock market. So, or if it's better than expected, this will be good for the stock market. So we'll keep an eye on that. We have seen the stock market has been pushing higher even in August. So any of this positive data would add to that. We also have new home sales here. Trade balance numbers from New Zealand here. So the numbers are supposed to be below the previous numbers. So if they come in as expected, that would be good for New Zealand. But if we see that the number drops here, then that could cause concern, and we could see New Zealand dollar drop as a result of that. And other than that, on Wednesday here, we have durable goods orders here. This is usually an important number. So right now, the forecast here is lower than the previous numbers, but if these numbers come in like the previous numbers or they come in above expectations, again, that will have a positive impact on the stock market, and we're likely to see the stock market go up. And US dollar may actually do the opposite. So that's something else to keep an eye on here. On Thursday here, we do have unemployment data. We did see over 1 million people filed for unemployment claims last time here. So if we see this number go up, that won't be good for US dollar. So we are likely to see US dollar drop as a result of that. We also have Powell speaking. Now, for this one here, if nothing changes, then there should be no impact. However, right now, central banks are really, really important. So what central banks have to say. So Fed has given a lot of stimulus to the economy, so they're continuously supporting the economy. And if they start talking about, if they provide some forward guidance in regards to, they've said no to negative rates at this point, but should they talk about easing monetary policy in another way, that would be negative for the US dollar. It will be positive for the stock market, but it'll be negative for the US dollar. Bank of Canada, governor also speaking here. So we have to keep an eye with this. This is day one, and then we have another day of Jackson Hole Symposium here. Now, the concern here from trading perspective would be the comments. So when we have a symposium like this or a big meeting like this, there will be, of course, different leaders there. And as a result of that, everybody will have a lot of reporters and stuff. So comments will be coming out pretty much all day. And those comments could move the markets. So keep an eye on that. And then, of course, we have consumer numbers here out of Eurozone. If these numbers improve, that would be good for euro. And going into Friday here, we have US data here, Canadian GDP numbers, and we also have personal spending numbers here. And of course, we have Bank of England, Governor Bailey speaking. So all these bigwigs here for Jackson Hole Symposium coming out and talking, we just have to keep an eye on it. So this is in Wyoming. So we'll just keep an eye on, basically on the comments. That's really what the concern will be. All right, so let's go on to our charts here, and we will take a look at what's going on in terms of our actual charts. All right, so starting off with Euro US dollar here, a big pin in terms of Euro dollar. We see that price did try to break out of this resistance level, but it has come back down. And if you take a look at it, price is actually it's trading in a range right now. So it's been trading in this range. It did try to break out of it, but last 4 weeks here, it's been stuck in this range. Now with this big pin on the top, I would be looking for a drop here. So this is looking bearish. Now watch out for a bit of a pullback and then looking for a drop, but still looking for price to trade within this range that it has formed over the last few weeks here. So bias here is bearish and looking for a move towards 1.1700 here. So bearish bias for euro dollar. Pound dollar here. Pound dollar, similarly, we see that price went into this resistance. It hasn't really been able to break it or hold above it. Did go to test it, and then it has moved back down from this. This is a strong support resistance level. As we can see, it hasn't really been broken and maintained. It did break here and then came right back the following week. And similarly here as well, we see a similar pin to this here. So this is looking bearish as well, shows rejection, which means we could see a drop here. So bias here again is bearish, looking for price to move towards the bottom of this range that it's been trading in. And if it fails to break that, now with both euro and pound here, we could see price go back. This is why the first target here is is just the bottom of the range, because if it doesn't break through that, then basically we are looking for price to go back. Okay, so yeah, so if it doesn't break through the support level, it could go back up. But once we see a break, then there's a lot of room to the downside. But until that time, I'm just looking for a retest of the bottom of this range here. Only if it breaks through that would I look for the next one. And we can cover that in our daily, so 1.2880. But that's only if it breaks through 1.30. So first target is 1.30 here, and then we'll see if it's able to break to the downside. So bearish bias here for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar, a similar scenario here. We see the price went to test higher here, but failed. So we have another doji or a pin bar here. This also shows a rejection. So bias is bearish here as well. I will look for a bit of a pullback. And again, we're looking for a move back towards the support level here. So this support level, so resistance turning into support here. If it doesn't go through, because this is a strong support level, if it doesn't go through, we could get another move higher. So for now, just looking for that drop back towards the support level at 0.7060. So bias is bearish for Aussie dollar for now. New Zealand dollar here, this one is interesting. We see the price did come into support, and this one does show a large rejection on the top, but the concern is it's into support here and it's failing at that level. So for this one here, a bias is neutral for New Zealand dollar, because the concern here, bearish, I said neutral to bearish. The concern will be if it fails to break through the support level, I will look for it to go back into this range. With this as well, we see that price has been trading in a range here for 6-7 weeks here. And if it doesn't break through the support, so it's tried to go through the support here and again at this level. So if it doesn't break through the support, we could see it go back towards the top of the range. And this is why it's neutral. So it won't really turn bearish at this point till it breaks through the support. And once we see this break through the support, then we are looking at 0.6375. So bias here is neutral to bearish for New Zealand dollar. If it holds above 0.6500, we are basically looking for a move back towards the top of the range, middle to top of the range then. So neutral to bearish here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, it has been dropping. It's still looking bearish here. Now it is coming into support, so we have to watch out for that. And with this one here, again, what we need to watch out for would be the support level that it's at. So if it doesn't break through the support, again, it could turn around, but the candle is still bearish. It still has momentum to the downside. So next target here is 1.3035. So this support level here. So bearish bias for dollar CAD. Euro pound here, this one hasn't really done a whole lot. It's been trading in this range for the last little bit, as we can see. At this point, we see price came into support. It's rejected that. So we may see a move back towards the resistance level here at 0.9065. So right now I am neutral. It's just been stuck in this range for the last little while. So bias here is neutral. So in terms of the movement here, what I'm looking for would be a move. So we may get something like this and then back into the range. So looking for a range bound move here. That's why neutral bias. Euro Swiss franc here, we see that price has rejected the highs several times here. It is stuck in a range as well, as we can see. Price keeps rejecting the high, but it hasn't really made its way through the support level either. So we have a bearish pin bar here. I will look for a move towards 1.0720, and if it fails, back into the range here. So right now, neutral to bearish bias here. First target is 1.07 1.20, but only if it breaks through that, then we're looking for a move back down here towards 1.0620. So bias here is neutral to bearish for Euro Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc, we see that this one is also stuck in a range over the last few weeks. This is the range it has established here. So this is common for summer months here. A lot of times we see lower liquidity, and so prices either move a lot or they don't move at all. So right now we're seeing a lot of range bound trading here. So rejection of the high, which means we may see a drop back towards the support level. 1.1750 is the target, so bias is bearish. The concern would be this support level here at 1.1870. So if it doesn't break through the support level here, it may just turn around and go back towards the top of the range here, because over the last 3-4 weeks it's been stuck in this very, very narrow range. So we need to see a break out of this range for us to really get a true direction on this. So for now, neutral to bearish bias for pound Swiss franc as well. We just need to watch out for the support level here. Dollar Swiss franc here, this one is looking neutral. We see that price did come into the support level and then it has bounced off of that. At this point, it is completely neutral. We have pins on both sides, small candle body, so completely neutral bias here. So with this one, basically we're looking to trade the highs and lows here. If it goes through this resistance level, then I will be looking for the next level. For now though, we may just see things turn around from here, so watch out for that. So the levels that I'm looking at right now will be 0.9160, and if it holds below that, we're looking for a move back towards 0.9010, and we may just get a range bound here. So neutral bias for dollar Swiss franc. Pound yen here, we see that price went into this important support resistance level and it hasn't been able to break this level. So this is quite a strong level here, going all the way back. So as we can see, prices reacted at this level multiple times, all the way in 2017, 2018, and here we are again. So at this point, as we can see, price is not willing to break this level. So this is looking bearish as well. I will look for a bit of a pullback and then a drop here. 137.70 is the first target for pound yen. And then we're looking at 136.65. So bias here is bearish for pound yen. Euro yen, this one is also looking bearish here. We see price has, again, it went into resistance here, hasn't been able to break through. Similar scenario here, we see a drop. So I'm looking for price to come back down towards this 124 level here. So bearish bias. And the concern would be right here. As we can see, last time price was at this level here, it wasn't able to break through this level easily. So we may get a similar reaction here as well. If price is not able to break through that support level, we are likely to see a move back into the range. So we'll have to see, can it break through, or does it just go back and we get this type of a sideways movement for a few weeks. So right now, bearish bias 124 is the first target, and only if it breaks through that, then we're looking at a 122.80. So bearish bias for euro yen as well. Dollar yen here, we see that price has come into support here, hasn't been able to break the support. Now it's been, for the last several weeks here, it's been trading in this little range here. So this one here, it still has bearishness in it. However, it's not as strong. So what we're looking for here would be a bit of a drop. And if it doesn't break the support level, basically I'm looking for move back up and sideways here. So bearish bias here, just with caution for dollar yen. First target is 105.30, and then below that we would be looking at 104.60. So bearish bias here, just with caution. Aussie yen here, this one as well, we see that price has rejected the resistance level here. This is a strong, again, strong support resistance level that price wasn't able to break. So we have a nice bearish railroad tracks set up here, looking for price to drop further. First target here would be 75.00. And then below that, we are looking at 73.80. So bias is bearish here for Aussie yen. So essentially looking for it to come back down. It has, this has been a compressed move for the last several weeks here. It looks like it's been trying to go higher. It just hasn't managed to really get anywhere with it. So right now looking for a drop back down towards 4.80 and then potentially into 73.80. So bearish bias here for Aussie yen. And New Zealand yen, this one, as we can see, has been trying to make its way down after it rejected the resistance. It does look bearish still. So next target here is 68.00. So bearish bias for New Zealand yen as well. CAD yen here. CAD yen has held its own, and this week's candle here, not a very strong candle, but it hasn't really broken through the support either. It's still holding above that support level, and that makes it that gives it still some of that bullishness is still in the price here. So with this one, as long as it holds above 80, I will look for a move higher here. But once it breaks through the support, then it can come back all the way down into the support level. But for now, as long as it holds below 80.00, I would be looking for a move towards 81. So this one is neutral to slightly bullish here for CAD yen. All right, so let's move on. Let's take a look at our commodities here. We'll start off with silver here. Silver, we see that price hasn't really been able to break the high here. We have a rejection, a large pin, which means a rejection. So at this point, it hasn't broken the support either. So right now, a bias is a neutral here. To slightly bearish. If we see a break of the support, if it holds below, then I'm looking for a move back towards 24.25. But if it manages to hold above, if it doesn't break through the support level here, chances are we're going back up. So neutral bias for now. And the real test will be a break of this 25.80 level. If it manages to hold below 25.80, then we're looking at 24.25. But if it holds above, then basically we're going back into this 28.50 level. So right now, neutral bias here for silver. Gold here, gold looks slightly bearish, but same thing here. It hasn't really quite, we'll have to see if it can break through the support here. That's the bottom line. So right now, as we can see, there has been a huge move here since 2018 here in gold all the way up. This week, we have a large pin on the top, which shows that prices the price is being rejected there above the 2000 level. And again, same thing here. If price holds above this 1900 level, then we are going back up again. But should it break through here, then we have the 1865 and potentially below. So for now, I am neutral on this, slightly bearish maybe, but the support level here will play an important role at 1900 if it holds above. So this is what we'll have to watch this week. If it's holding above this 1900 level, then essentially in the daily, we'll be looking for price to go back up. So right now, a neutral to slightly bearish here for gold. Oil here, oil's still stuck in this range, hasn't really done anything for the last couple of weeks. It's just sat here. So we may see a drop here towards the support level. So in terms of the target, so first target here would be 40.80, and if it gets through that, 78.80. The move here, this one had momentum, this one doesn't have any momentum, so this is a compressed move here. So just looking for a drop back into 40.80 and potentially 38.80. So bias here is neutral to bearish for oil. Copper here, copper went and tested all the way into this resistance level. So this is a major resistance here. With copper here, there is still bullishness in this candle, which means we could get a bit of a pullback before it really drops here. So I will watch out for that. Bias right now is neutral to bullish. I will look for a move towards 2.90. And then if it holds below that level, then we are looking for a move back down. But right now, first target is 2.91. If it manages to go through that, we may see a retest of 2.97. So neutral to slightly bullish bias here for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin as well. Now, these are not the weekend numbers, so just keep that in mind. My broker doesn't update the charts on the weekend. But based on the weekly here, that's a nice bearish pin bar, which means we could see a drop here. So 10,875 would be the target here. So bearish bias here. It's into some important support resistance level. So we may see a bit of a pullback here. So bias is bearish. 10,875 is the target for Bitcoin. All right, looking at our stock market, everything is looking super bullish here. As we can see, this entire drop here for S&P 500 has now been filled. All this this move down, we have recovered from it now, and we are back into all-time highs, which is interesting considering the state of the economy right now. But stock markets don't always have to correlate directly to the economy. Right now, with all the money that is going into the market, has been basically pushing the stocks up. So right now, this is looking bullish. Now, keep in mind, it's into major resistance, so do watch out for that. But based on the candle close here, this is looking bullish here. Now, because it's major support resistance level, we have to be careful. So if it doesn't break through, it could still come back down. And we will only turn really bullish after it holds above. So we'll have to wait for it to cross to the other side here of 3,400. And if it holds, then we can go bullish on this. So bias is bullish, just be cautious though. So next target, once it crosses over, would be 3,450. Question here, if it goes in the opposite direction, basically what are we looking at to support that? It would be the daily bar. Yes, so if the daily candle close here is bearish on Monday, then we may see more of a pullback. But if the daily closes above this resistance level, then I'll be looking for the next level higher here. So for now, bullish bias, just with caution because we are into all-time highs. Nasdaq here looking super bullish here. As we have seen, this Nasdaq actually dropped and it has gone higher than the previous level here. And of course, right now we are using technology for everything. So tech stocks are doing extremely well. The candle close here is extremely bullish. So bias is bullish. Do watch out for a bit of pullback after that strong move higher though. But bias is bullish. Next target here would be 11,800 here. So bullish bias for Nasdaq here. Dow Jones, this is also looking bullish. It is into resistance here, but we have a pin to the downside, which shows a rejection of the support. And this means that we're likely to see a move higher. So first target is this 28,185 level. Now, that is a strong support resistance level. Last time we saw a drop from here, so be mindful. If it doesn't go through, we are basically looking for a drop here, but bias is bullish here. Once we see a break of this, then we have this move higher. So bullish bias, just be careful, like I said, of the resistance. First target 28,185, then second target is 28,780. So Dow Jones is also looking bullish here. DAX here, DAX has been sideways here over the last several weeks. As we can see, prices looking neutral for the last 2 weeks. It has been neutral. We have completely neutral candle closes here. So right now it's range bound, so bias is neutral. Basically, we're looking for price to stay within this range, and once it breaks out, that's when we'll get an idea of what direction this wants to follow. For now though, it's just stuck in this range, so we'll trade this range between 13,000 and 12,580. So neutral bias for DAX here. FTSE, we have seen a drop. As we can see, there was a nice doji here from last week, and of course we would have expected a drop, and we have that. The candle is still bearish, so I'm looking for price to come back into the support level here at 58.50, and as such we are looking for a bearish move, so basically a bit of a pullback and then a drop. So bearish bias here, and next target is 58.50 and then 57.50. All right, last but not least here we have Nikkei. Nikkei has run into this resistance level. This one is, again, as we can see, it's been stuck in this range for a while here. So this is where it's been stuck. So this is looking slightly bearish here, not completely bearish, but slightly does have that bearishness in it. And we could see a bit more of a drop. So I would look for a bit of a pullback here, just above 23,000. And if it holds below, we're looking for a move back down. So neutral to slightly bearish bias here for Nikkei as well. All right, so that's it for today. And before we wrap it up, there is a question about Turning Pro Challenge. And actually, just a heads up, I will be redoing the Turning Pro Challenge. I feel like this year has been crazy, and things have gotten derailed along the way with the focus being shifted to pandemic and everything else. So we'll basically go back to that. If you're interested in Turning Pro Challenge, please keep an eye on your emails. I will be doing an announcement right now. I'm just looking at the logistics and stuff. So right now, basically next week I'll likely announce it. So for the Turning Pro Challenge, we will have we'll do a slightly different format here. My focus will be more on consistent trading. I find a lot of times the focus is more on making more money from trading, but what we are looking at is turning this into a career and survive over the longer time period. So the focus won't be on how much money can be made, but basically how long can we sustain it. And as such, I will be announcing some prices. So if you want to join Turning Pro Challenge, just keep an eye on that. But basically, we'll run a little internal competition here. So you don't have to have a live account. You can do this on demo account, and you'll actually be able to win some prizes. So $3,500 will be the first prize for consistency, not for how much you can make, but just for consistency. And I'll go into the details once we announce that. So it'll be $3,500, $1,500, and $500. So 3 different prizes. So this will be a fun game. But for now, so the Turning Pro Challenge, so basically what it is, I will also be doing live training. As part of the Turning Pro Challenge, you do get this Learn to Trade Forex course, and you get the Trade Wall. So basically you'll be getting my daily analysis, which is a little bit more comprehensive than what you see on YouTube for free. You also get my recommended or trade recommendations that I am looking at, as well as the spreadsheet every single day. And of course, you'll be part of the the group as well, where you are able to pick my brain and you can talk to me, ask questions, and all of that. So we have a great group of people in the trade room. So that's what there is. But for now, if you just wanted to join Learn to Trade Forex, there's all this training. I will be redoing all this training. So if you join the Turning Pro Challenge, then you will get the current course that I have, Learn to Trade, as well as the Trade Vault. But you will also, once we redo this, so we'll start in September, and you'll be able to participate in the new training as well. So if you want to take a look at this, you can go to tradingwithvenus.com/courses. Actually, this is just for Learn to Trade Forex course. So Learn to Trade Forex course is $497, but the Turning Pro Challenge is $997, but you still get $200 off of that. And the coupon code that you're looking for is "We Got This," which if I can find, yeah, "We Got This." So this is, you want to go to tradingwithvenus.com/courses. Coupon code to use is "We Got This." For Learn to Trade Forex course, you get $200 discount, so it's $297. Or if you want to join Turning Pro Challenge, which will be great fun starting in September here, that would be $997, but you still get $200 off. So I'll have more details about that later. Question, where was I last week? Last couple of weeks, I have been away on vacation. I did post, although I think I may have miscommunicating this properly, as I have seen from all the questions. I will be clearer next time. My apologies. I was away on vacation. I didn't disappear. I just didn't have my charts with me and all of that. So I just took a couple of weeks off of trading. But I am back now, so we'll have all our daily calls as well as weekly calls back on track. All right, you guys, have a wonderful trading week, and I will be back with our daily analysis. Bye for now.